What up, world? It's your boy Charles Brown back again. Another Talking Facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified on the upcoming episode. Yikes. Yikes. Are you still cringing? Are you still cringing? Can you watch that? Can you still look at that and process what just happened last night at the Oscars? Who nobody seems to be watching, but apparently everybody watched this, right? Will Smith went up and slapped your boy Chris Rock. And everything, is so much to unpack in this. And if you know anybody that's going to keep it 100% funky, it's going to be me, right? I'm going to say it how it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to play all sides of the fence because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have no 100% solid opinion of what happened. This is a lot to unpack. It's a lot of different sides and angles, and I'm just here to break it down, every single one of them that I can try to break down, right? Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on some chivalry is not dead, right? On some defending my wife's honor type of stuff. The internet went crazy. Somebody wrote that on my Facebook. I was like, yo, ain't no way Will Smith smacked nobody, let alone Chris Rock. And I rushed to Twitter to find out if it's true. Sure enough, Will Smith went up, slapped Chris Rock, and sat back down. Smooth sat back down too, like on some, okay. And that's how pimps play, baby. Like, that's how we do. Like, he slapped him and fixed his coat and sat back down. Right next to his wife, his lovely wife. Let's unpack what happened. So Chris Rock says he's laughing. He does what Chris Rock does. I mean, Chris Rock was eventually, somebody's going to slap him at some point, right? Some female, man, somebody at some point. Because he gets on them Oscars and he just goes crazy, right? But that's neither here nor there. So he goes and says, Jada, you're looking beautiful. G.I. Jane 2, I can't wait to see you in it, right? It went over my head. Maybe I'm slow, but when he said G.I. Jane 2, I didn't piece together that he was talking about her hair. I didn't know what he was talking about. I was just like, G.I. Jane 2, okay, whatever. But I had already known he slapped him, so I wasn't even paying attention to the joke, right? I already knew. I wasn't watching it for the joke. I was waiting for the slap. But when he said G.I. Jane 2, he was referring to her head being almost completely shaved. She almost got a baldy like me, right? So, and I'll be honest with you, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, just going dramatic. This is the thing. She's going bald with this. I didn't know there was a whole issue behind her being bald, right? So Jada's bald completely, you know what I'm saying? And some women look beautiful with their hair bald. So it's not like shocking to see somebody with bald hair. Tiffany Haddish just did it. Quite a few other people did it. You know what I'm saying? And she's sitting in the audience with beautiful dress on. Chris Rock does what he does. He comes out, he sees his friends, right? They friends. I've seen these guys together more than once. Rich and famous black people usually gonna be friends with each other, right? So he's seeing his friends and he's like, ha ha, okay, let me just zing them. They're a little too comfortable over there. Let me just zing them real quick, right? Hits her with the joke. Everybody in the audience laughs and they go, oh, the audible groan. Oh, no, that's cut. Because everybody got the joke that he was saying her head was bald. Which, let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. Cracking on a woman with bald hair is going to be touchy no matter what is going on. Because that's not normal, right? That's not the norm. Yeah, what's my girl from Walking Dead? She did it, right? There's quite a few people who can rock the baldy, right? But end of the day, you're not going to comment on it. You're not going to make a joke. Even if they're super comfortable with their hair, you're not going to be joking about their head being bald, right? So it's already it's already risque. The joke is already pushing a boundary. That's why the whole audience went, oh, because you don't crack on women's hair. It is what it is. I don't care what your opinion of after whatever happened. You going around cracking on anybody's hair, whether it's cornrows, it's braids, it's a nappy weave, whatever, any hair kind of joke is going to hurt that woman. It just doesn't matter. Maybe she may laugh it off, deal with it, what kind of way. But any joke, you tell me a joke, you can walk up to a woman right now and say that's going to make her be like, oh, you so funny. Like, no, it's not going to really go over well. Most women don't like you joking about their hair. So he said G.I. Jane 2, everybody groaned. They still laughed. Even after that, they kept laughing because he was like, that was a good joke. And then Will got up. He's like, oh, here come Will. But Will only got up because Will laughed at first. I don't know if he got the joke or he was trying to laugh it off. You know how when something is like, you got to sit there and take it. Oh, man. Like a lot of people sit there and take it. Even with this Oscars, when Amy Schumer, Regina King, and what's this lady's name? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I see it right here. Wanda. They said a couple jokes about a couple people earlier, right? The people just had to sit there, eat Samuel L. Jackson had to sit there and eat it. Everybody had to sit there and take the jokes. Regina King went a little over the top. And I'm like, I hope it's Regina King. It's Regina King or Regina Hall, one or the other. And she's grabbing people, frisking them, talking, I'm checking you for COVID, grabbing men all about it. It was just off the hook. It was, you could tell the air. It was something in the air. It was something in the air of these Oscars. It was crazy. It was like they told these people, turn this thing into like the Source Awards. It turned into the Source. It was like MTV. It was goofy, off-kilter jokes, and it was staged theatrics that were kind of wonky. You got Amy Schumer coming down in a goofy-looking Spider-Man suit. It was just already, and you had Wanda coming out with these tight-ass shorts dressed like King Richard, like she's going to play tennis, and it was just weird. It was already goofy. It was already just not very Oscars, right? So this guy says this joke. Will Smith, first reaction is to giggle a little bit. He's smiling, trying to save face and, be a little, upscale. He's trying not to show that it's like whatever. He looks over at his wife and she ain't laughing. Whatever's going on with her, it ain't funny. Right? So it triggered this guy. And we got a lot to talk about why it triggered him, right? But it triggered him. He got up, went to Will Smith. So this is the thing. A lot of people are like, why he saw Will Smith coming up to him, but Will Smith didn't say nothing before that. All the yelling came after he sat back down. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Keep my wife's name. Then the Philly came out, right? But before that, Chris Rock had no reason to believe this man was coming to do anything. He probably would have did like a little Muhammad Ali, like, oh, I'm going to get you. He was not thinking this guy going to slap me. So he had his arms behind his back. He wasn't ready to defend himself. Who's going to slap somebody at the Oscars on the stage in front of everybody? Denzel in the crowd? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to do that? And it's so crazy for so many reasons. First of all, we laughed at it, but this is two black men on stage fighting. A black man slapping another black man on stage. That's where it went wrong. That's the first mistake of this whole thing. And a lot of people, what's bothering me about it, right, is the amount of, a lot of white guys on Twitter are calling for Will Smith to be arrested, right? Some of them. I'm not going to say a lot. Some of them. I'm saying he should be charged, like just over the top, right? It's over the top. There's two grown men. No one was hurt. He went up, slapped him, and he walked away. Chris Rock ain't pressing no charges. What are you talking about, right? There should be no arrest. I've seen fights go worse than this where no one was arrested, right? But there should be no arrest. There should be no, let's stop with the assault and this and that. It's goofy, right? It's goofy. Like you're going down a slippery slope, right? You're going down a slippery slope of trying to paint this man. This guy's clearly not no villain. If he was a villain, he would have hit him with the closed fist and put him to sleep. I got full confidence that Will Smith with the closed fist, with Chris Rock with his hands behind his back, Chris going night. Sleepy time, night. Get the teddy bear. It's over. So he wasn't trying to hurt this man. So all this, put him in jail stuff, that's goofy. That's weird. And we don't even need to address that because, first of all, Chris Rock got to press charges for that to happen. All right? So we're gonna dead the whole Will Smith should go to jail stuff. But I do believe that the slap, if I'm being honest with you, and I'm always going to be honest with you, the slap was an over-the-top culmination of years of frustration. Last year, he was a meme for crying on the Red Table Talk, right? Last year, this whole August Alsina thing, his manhood was taken. This lady emasculated this man. All of their business is coming out. They're writing books. It became to the point that everybody's like, all right, man, we've heard enough of this. Like, we don't even want to know anymore. It became so bad. It used to be you didn't know nothing about these people. Then through the course of the pandemic, we started to hear everything and more, stuff we didn't even want to know, right? All this August Alsina stuff came out, and everybody's judging or what he should have done as a man and what he didn't do and how could you and oh Will Smith cheats on his wife too. All this stuff was all their business was coming out, and all people could talk about was what Will and Jada had going on, and they were feeding it with little comments and quotes, and she's going on Facebook on the Red Table Talk telling this and telling that and the third, and it became almost nauseating to hear about their sex life and how this and that. And it became nauseating, right? This guy has pent up frustration. When you're playing the good guy all the time, even in situations where you probably shouldn't be a good guy, like how many guys, now let's say they do have an open marriage, but it was supposed to be a closed situation where no one else knows about this open marriage, right? This August Alsina thing got out somehow, some way, and it became everybody's business, and everybody had an opinion. And I'm sure like he said, who was that said they called Will Smith to clown him? Some rapper or something, and he was mad. He like blocked him or something. It might have been Chris Rock. It was either Chris Rock. One of these comedians or rappers was like, I called Will Smith and he blocked me. He was mad. Of course he's mad, bruh. You're calling him to clown him about his wife having a younger man. You're calling him to make jokes. This is a man with pent up frustration. This man is super, super just, he's not unstable, but he is very, very, he has no outlet for this. He has to smile and wave at all times about everything. Oh, he's fat now. He had to laugh that off and make it into a web series of him losing all the weight because he got too fat. Right? He had to hear all the disrespect about how when he made this movie with the Williams sisters who wanted the movie to be about their dad, he had people, especially white feminists, coming out saying the first movie we get about two strong black women, it's not about them at all. It's about their dad, how great he was. So a lot of these feminists ran with the narrative that they couldn't even get a movie about themselves when they're the ones that did all the accomplishments. When they didn't want a movie about themselves, and they told Will Smith if it was about them, they would have no parts of it. They wanted it about their dad. So Will Smith had to eat all of that hate and all of these second guessing and all this and that, even though people were told clearly these girls wanted this movie like this. People don't care about, they don't want the truth, right? So he had to eat all that. One of his greatest accomplishments, he just won an Oscar for that, and he probably had to hear more about how that movie wasn't about. Even last night, they said a joke. Amy Schumer and the other girls said a joke. They said the same narrative about it was about a man instead of the women that did all the work. Right? They said a joke last night about that movie. And this guy, this is the Oscar-winning performance, and he can't get no credit. This guy's been coming off of a string of weird movies, and he's finally getting his groove back, and they're criticizing it. Then, not to mention, last time Chris Rock was there hosting, he cracked on Jada and Will. When Jada boycotted the Oscars because Will Smith didn't get a nomination back in 2016, Chris Rock made jokes about them. He said, I get it, but how you going to boycott an Oscar that you wasn't even invited to, right? Chris Rock had a lot of jokes back then. Now he right back there. He's not even the host, and now he's walking out, cracking on them again, right? This is pent up stuff. This guy is pent up. And the difference with him and Kanye could release it. Will Smith can't act like that. He got too much on his brand. He got this whole Bel Air thing, which you getting criticized for that. How they had to find something to criticize that. It ain't funny. It ain't like leave the old ones alone. Everyone wants to remove the classics and reboot them and just leave it alone. You got a lot of criticism for this Bel Air show, which most people are watching and most people are enjoying. But even the people that enjoy it got to criticize it, right? These are things that he's doing on his own and criticize every day. Not to mention his own internal turmoil with this woman. We about to get into Jada putting this man through so much. This is what made him snap. He don't even know what to do with this woman anymore, right? Somebody put on my page that he is emasculated. This woman has got this guy going so many ways. He don't even know how to prove his love anymore. So he sat there, he was laughing, he looked at her and saw that it was, oh, she's unhappy, let me fix it. So he overcompensated, right? Now, if he just sits there, you know what the narrative is? Will don't care about her no more. He don't care what nobody says. He's all set with her. You can say anything you want to her, right? Which ain't the case. He might have checked them backstage. A lot of you like, oh, you pull him to the side, right? But maybe Will's mind was like, you did it on the world stage, so I'm going to have to address it on the world stage. End of the day, Will Smith overreacted to some, but some people like, this woman has alopecia. It makes her hair fall out. She's very self-conscious about this and insecure. And the last thing you should be doing is making a joke about her hair loss. Now, Chris Rock ain't looking at it that deep. He's like, I'm not talking about her hair loss. I'm just making a joke that her hair is bald. All right? It's just like all the people that went at Dave last year. And Dave thinking like, I just made a joke about gay people. I made a transgender joke, and I joked about everybody else in this special. And I joked about the transgenders. All of a sudden, they want to boycott Netflix and boycott me and have me out of work forever. Like, there's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's a joke, but this woman didn't find it to be a joke. Right? And Jada don't strike me as somebody who can't take a joke, right? But end of the day, Jada didn't tell him to go up there and hit this guy. She might have got a sour face. She might have got made a pout or something. And she may have even put her head down. She may have had a tear made drop. She didn't say, go hit him, honey. So we can't put none of this at all on Jada. But like I said, maybe this guy is so busy spinning his wheels, he don't even know where him and his wife is at anymore. And this is an overcompensation of something that has been brewing for years. I mean, if you listen to these guys talk, they've been at odds for years. They used to be goals, and if you knew what they was telling you was actually true, these two people hated each other. Could not stand each other for years. That's why I truly believe they had a freaking open relationship. Because if they didn't, one of them would have killed the other one. If you really listen to them talk. These two people argued for everything, and they was mad at everything and couldn't stand each other for years. Of course they had an open relationship. I think this is the definition of staying together for the kids. It's just my opinion. I think these two literally stayed together for the kids, which was worse, because in my opinion, they made these kids are so confused at this point, they don't know which way is up. Right? But end of the day, right? I feel like as a grown man, you can't tell another grown man how to react. Right? And I'm not even going to discuss the people who saying that it's staged. Who would stage? Why? Where? What are you seeing that makes this stage? I want you to explain to me in the comments, because I saw two dudes just have a real moment that's going to have ripple effects for years again on black people, on Chris Rock, on Will Smith, on Jada Pinkett. It's going to have a ripple effect for years. And everybody that looked at us as savages they're going to use this to their utmost advantage. You can put them in a suit, you can't stop them from being savages. This is setting us back many years. I don't know who would plan to stage this. I don't know how this works. And I don't know how Will Smith is in a full face of tears and an apology if he staged this. It just it don't add up. So I'm not even going to address people talking about stage. It just don't make sense first, right? But end of the day, this guy has probably set back a lot of his business ventures. He's going to have to play defense for a couple months. He's going to have to earn back all of that goodwill, all of it, because right now, you know that if he get routed, he'll walk up and slap you. That's not how people want to do business, not business people. They don't want no parts of nothing like that. That's scary, bruh. They scared of that. They don't want nobody that's going to look up and get upset and slap them. They don't even want a guy that's raise his voice in there. So let alone he might get up and slap you. So now he got to do damage control and make everybody remember, oh, I'm still Willie Smith. I'm still the fun-loving guy from the Wild Wild West with the six shooters. That's me, remember? And now when we see him in these movies acting really aggressive and angry, we're going to believe that's him behind the scenes. And watch how they try to spin this over the next couple of weeks. I promise you, some people are going to take this as some real good ammunition to try to bring that man down, I'm telling you. And Will Smith said that Denzel Washington and what's my guy? I can't remember the Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper and I think Lapita too. They all try to calm him down after the situation. And I get it. If you're worked up, especially about your family, you know what I'm saying? It's going to take a lot to calm you down. Right? Will wasn't mad at him for himself. He wasn't mad at Chris Rock. He was mad at someone. He didn't care who. He went blind like a pit bull. Just went blind. Someone disrespected his wife and made her upset with an off-color joke that he probably shouldn't have said. But everything Chris Rock says, he shouldn't have said. So eventually it was going to come to a head somebody. And I know Chris Rock going to laugh at this someday. He's going to have some jokes about it. This is probably the greatest material he's ever had. Out of anything he's ever had, he got years of material for this. And he had great composure, right? He did have great composure. But at the end of the day, what are you supposed to do? First of all, he's not the one that's upset. Will Smith, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. He was like, I will, but it escalated so fast he didn't even know what to do because he saw that this man was becoming unhinged. And he was like, if I say anything, this guy coming back up here. So some people was like, oh, he just kept going. He didn't even break character. Yes, he did. Look at his eyes. Chris Rock was stunned. And not only was he stunned, he was trying to figure out where that thing was going to go. Because he was like, this ain't over. I'm still standing up here. And this guy's staring me right in my face. So while y'all laughing, this guy could come up here and hit me with whatever he want. And not on top of that, he's a grown man himself. He's like, man, I just got slapped on TV. I got punked. They're going to be clowning me for years about this. His instinct is to run in the crowd and have it and let's go. Right? But he's shell-shocked, and he knows that ain't going to serve none of us nothing, right? It's going to make it worse. Me getting in a full-on tussle, win or lose, don't make no difference. We really not animals, and we are way too important to this whole situation. And not only that, they ruined the moment for Questlove, who was getting the award. Questlove for the movie he did, right? He just put out the movie about the Soul Fest in Harlem. Gladys Knight, all these different people. Sly and the Family Stone is in the movie. It's footage of the event. I had already watched it. I watched it about 2 weeks ago. It's great, right? He was getting an award for that. No one even remembers what he said. Questlove started crying about his mom and dad. Who remembers that? No one. Because we're still talking. Everybody's tweeting about, he was in the background. Nobody's paying attention to him no more. This ruined a lot of people's moments, right? Billie Eilish moment. Beyonce opened up the show. In in Compton, on the tennis court that Venus and Serena played on, Blue Ivy performed. No one's talking about none of that. No one's talking about none of that because they're talking about Chris Rock and Will Smith. And that's what happened. Black culture gets set back with one event, but they had 5 different things that happened that was beautiful on this night, right? Not just for black people. Encanto won, and which Megan Thee Stallion came out and rapped with them. I wasn't feeling that. She ain't even Spanish. Why she out there rapping with these Spanish people for Encanto? I ain't get that, and I ain't really care for that. But other than that, it was a beautiful night, right? End of the day, we saw a lot of things get brushed to the side for a momentary lapse in judgment. Will Smith is overcompensating for him and his wife pretty much failed relationship, which they're holding together with a piece of string, right? She's out here doing red table talk, doing all her business, and he's trying to bounce back with every project that he can throw, everything he's ever done. He's making a Wild Wild West too, everything he's bringing back everything. He's doing, he's bringing back I Am Legend 2 and all, like everything he can do. Everything, he's trying to just see what sticks to the wall. So this man is trying to chase history. He's trying to rebrand himself into the Willie Smith that was the box office smash. And this ain't helping. This ain't helping. You let me know what you think in the comments, man. I like I said, you didn't hear me say I agree with Will or didn't agree with Will. You didn't say I didn't say he did the right thing or the wrong thing. Simply, it just happened. I ain't saying nobody was wrong. Chris Rock wasn't wrong. He telling jokes. That's his job. Jada wasn't wrong. She's hurt. She got alopecia. It hurts. Right? Will Smith wasn't wrong because that's his wife and he going after the man. Ain't no cameras. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, oh, you won't do that if we take it outside, you won't do it. Well, he did it right there. Right? There's a lot of people talk a lot of jumps. A lot of y'all rappers that wouldn't have stepped to another rapper like that. This is a fact. There's a lot of y'all actors who got beef would have never stepped to another man in no situation, let alone on camera in front of everybody, risk everything. So I can't say he's right. I can't say he's wrong. And they bleeped it out. They took the sound out on all on the every showing after that and wherever else. But in the other countries, they had the raw footage and it was really awkward. It was bad. I don't know how you can look at that and say this man is staging this. This guy was heated. And I guarantee you, if they was in a closed space, they would have got it in. Will Smith, the way he was acting, I think the only reason he only slapped him was because he was on TV. I think had that been backstage, and that dude said that, came into that woman, we were talking about mincemeat. Chris Rock be mincemeat right now. Because that's how mad that dude got. He looked over, saw his wife, he was like, oh no. Something happened. I missed something because this hurt her. And then nothing triggered you like your wife crying, bro. Nothing. So I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't see if she was crying or not. But from the reports that she got hurt by the statement. And that's all it took. And he went off. Right? I told you, with a closed fist, we talking night-night. So he actually spared him. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Was Will Smith right? Was he wrong? Was it garbage? Was it stage for TV? Did the Oscars make out because now everybody's talking about the Oscars? Right? Let me know what you think in the comments, man. I'll be in there too because I want to see what y'all got to say. Force Multipliers. Me and Ugly Professor, we got that album out. It's on all streaming platforms. It is not for goofy rappers. It's for real rap, old school, hardcore beats and rhymes. Also, Clash the Podcast. Me, Dante, and Fliz every Wednesday on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube Live at the exact same time on my pages. Check that out. We doing everything. And we're going to talk about this too. We're going to talk about this on Clash. Other than that, man, you know what I'm saying? Just stick with your boy. Follow your boy on social media. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.
CLB.